welcome back to the Curious Kid podcast. It's not unusual for Olivia and I to meet listeners of the podcast. One of the things listeners sometimes say when they meet us is that we are so smart. Guess what? We're not quite as smart as you might think. There are a few topics we know a lot about, like certain sports and music, and I know a lot about medicine because of my job, but we do a ton of research on each topic before we start to put together a rough outline for a script. There are times when we cover topics that I know next to nothing about, and I get nervous before starting my research because I don't want my lack of knowledge about the topic to show. Well, this week we are covering one of those topics. Thankfully, we did lots and lots of research as usual to make sure we are giving you fun and interesting facts about the topic, so I certainly know more about it than I did a few days ago. Let's start learning.
Double mailbag!
Double mailbag! Hi, my name is Brooke. I am 10 and I'm from Sydney, Australia. I love your show and I listen to it almost every night before bed. I'm curious about makeup. How is it made and is some dangerous for skin? I thought this could be a good topic for your show. Thank you for reading this. Hello, Jacob, Olivia, and Noah. We are Hodaya, age 9, Shai, age 7, and Ayala, age 4 from Israel. We love listening to you three driving to our grandparents. We are curious about makeup, the Olympics, the Eurovision Song Contest, and Pokemon. Thank you for making learning fun, and thank you from our parents for helping keep the peace during long car rides.
Wow, that was a great mailbag with international messages from amazing listeners. It's not often that we cover a topic that I know more than my dad about before we start our research. But I would say I know a bit more about makeup than my dad. We can't wait to learn more by getting curious for Brooke, Hodaya, Shai, and Ayala.
Makeup is one of those things that we see all the time. Maybe your parents wear it, maybe your friends experiment with it, maybe you've smeared face paint all over your cheeks to look like a zombie or a tiger on Halloween. Makeup is art on your face.
And it's not just lipstick and eyeshadow. Makeup has been around for thousands of years. People used it in ancient Egypt, in Rome, in China, in basically every civilization. They didn't just wear it to look good either. Sometimes it meant power, sometimes protection, sometimes even scaring away evil spirits.
Exactly. And we're going to explore all of it. What makeup is made of, the history, the strange and sometimes dangerous ingredients people used, the wacky makeup trends, and of course, how modern makeup became the giant industry it is today. Before we dive in, what's the question of the week?
The first nail polish to be patented was invented just over 100 years ago in 1919. The question of the week is, what was the color of the first ever nail polish?
So many colors to choose from. Do you think you know the answer? While you're thinking, let's start learning. First things first, what is makeup?
Makeup is basically any product that people put on their skin, usually their face, to change the way they look. That can mean adding color, hiding blemishes, making your eyelashes look like they belong to a cartoon deer, or painting your whole face green for a school play.
It's a combination of art and chemistry. Modern makeup is made from carefully tested ingredients like pigments, oils, waxes, and minerals. But back in the day, oh boy, people experimented with whatever they could find.
Coal dust, lead, mercury, ashes, crushed beetles?
Yup, and some of those are even poisonous.
Thankfully, modern makeup is much, much safer. So, when you see someone wearing purple eyeshadow today, they're not secretly poisoning themselves.
Let's focus on why people wore makeup in the first place. It's not just vanity. Makeup has had deep cultural and social meanings. It can signal status, beauty, strength, or even religion. And people weren't shy about using it. let's hop into the time machine. Destination? Ancient Egypt.
We're in the land of the pyramids, mummies, and cats who think they're gods.
Egyptians were makeup superstars. Both men and women wore it daily. The most famous was kohl, a black powder made from ground up minerals like galena. They used it to line their eyes, creating that bold almond shape you see on Egyptian art and statues.
It wasn't just about looking good, though. Egyptians believed eye makeup protected them from evil spirits and also from the sun's glare. Sort of like ancient sunglasses plus magic shield.
Plus, they used green eye paint made from malachite, a type of copper mineral. Their lips and cheeks, red from crushed ochre. And perfume? They basically invented it.
So, Cleopatra wasn't just sitting around eating grapes, she was running a full-on glam factory?
Exactly. Then if we fast forward to ancient Rome, things got even fancier. Roman women loved pale skin, so they used white lead powder to make themselves look lighter.
Wait, lead? Like poisonous lead?
Yup, they didn't know it was dangerous. They thought pale skin meant you were wealthy enough to stay indoors, while poor people had to work in the sun.
So, the paler you are, the richer you look? That was the trend?
Yes, and they used things like crushed berries for blush, ashes for eyebrows, and even sheep fat mixed with blood for nail polish.
That's either disgusting or brilliant. I can't decide.
Probably both. Meanwhile, in ancient China, the Tang dynasty was famous for elaborate makeup styles. Women painted flowers on their cheeks, used rice powder to lighten their skin, and had long, delicate eyebrows.
Imagine spending an hour painting little blossoms on your face every morning before breakfast. I would never get to school on time.
Good thing you weren't around in the Tang dynasty.
Yeah, I would have been kicked out of the glam squad immediately.
So what happened after the ancients? In Europe, during the Middle Ages, makeup went underground for a while. The church often discouraged it, saying it was sinful or vain.
But by the Renaissance, it came roaring back. Pale skin was back in style, and wealthy women used mixtures of vinegar and lead powder to get that porcelain look.
Again with the lead. Didn't they learn?
Nope. In fact, Queen Elizabeth, the first of England, made pale makeup iconic. She wore something called ceruse, a mixture of white lead and vinegar. It gave her a ghostly pale look, but also slowly poisoned her skin.
So the look was basically beautiful, but also slowly melting from the inside.
That's one way to put it. They also used crushed cochineal insects for bright red lips. And fun fact, cochineal beetles are still used today to make some red dyes in cosmetics.
By the 1700s, makeup in Europe was super dramatic. Both men and women powdered their faces, wore bright rouge, and even glued little velvet patches called beauty spots to their cheeks.
They were shaped like hearts, stars, and even moons. Sometimes people used them to cover up smallpox scars. Imagine showing up to a party with a little star stuck on your face and being like, yeah, it's fashion.
Well, in the 1800s, things changed. Makeup became associated with theater performers and even what they would call immoral women. Respectable ladies had to look natural, which meant using makeup in secret.
So, they wanted to look like they weren't wearing any makeup, but still used makeup. It was the original no makeup look.
Exactly. Subtle powders, tinted lip balms, and homemade recipes with berries and beeswax.
Okay, that's not so different from today. Except now you can buy like 3 million shades of lip gloss at the mall.
Now we get to the big boom. The 1900s saw makeup explode into the mainstream. Brands like Max Factor, Maybelline, and Revlon popped up.
Even though Max Factor sounds like a superhero, he was actually a makeup artist who created products for Hollywood movies. He basically invented modern foundation and popularized makeup for everyday women.
In the 1920s, flappers wore bold lipstick and dark eyes. In the 1950s, stars like Marilyn Monroe made red lips iconic. By the 1980s, it was all about wild colors and big hair. And now, in the 21st century, makeup is more diverse and creative than ever.
And there's makeup for everyone. Doesn't matter your gender, age, or style. You can rock a smoke eye if you really want to. Makeup is one form of self-expression.
So we've talked a lot about history, but let's get into the science of makeup. How does makeup actually work?
Science and makeup, two things I never thought would go together. But apparently, they're like peanut butter and jelly.
Exactly. The colors in makeup come from pigments, which are tiny colored particles. These can be natural, like minerals, or synthetic, made in a lab. For example, titanium dioxide is a common white pigment used in foundation. The same ingredient can be found in sunscreen because it helps protect skin.
Then there are emollients and oils, which make makeup spread smoothly. Waxes are used in lipstick and mascaras to keep them solid. And preservatives make sure your mascara doesn't get moldy.
That's why makeup has expiration dates. Actually, fun fact, liquid makeup like mascara should be replaced every 3 months.
If you don't, you could risk things like eye infections, which isn't the kind of makeover you want.
Then there's the magic of color. Lipsticks can be matte or glossy, depending on how the pigments are suspended in oils or wax. Nail polish works by using solvents that evaporate, leaving a thin, colorful film.
So every time someone paints their nails, it's like they're doing a tiny chemistry experiment. Now, can we talk about the creepy, deadly makeup ingredients used long ago?
You're too excited about this, Olivia, but it's also October, so let's discuss creepy ingredients.
I'm excited because it's wild. Imagine someone saying, "Do you want to look pretty? Just smear some poison on your face." And people went, "Sure, why not?"
Okay, let's give a few shocking examples. Remember how we said the Romans used lead? That caused lead poisoning, including headaches, stomach pain, and much worse.
Then, in the 18th century, some people used arsenic wafers to make their skin look pale. That's the same stuff used in rat poison.
And get this, some people in the 19th century used mercury-based creams to remove freckles. Mercury is extremely toxic and damages the nervous system. You might lose your freckles, but also your ability to function normally.
And why would anyone want to get rid of their freckles anyways? Freckles are beautiful. The two of us have lots of freckles.
Prepare yourselves, because some Egyptian cosmetics may have included crocodile poop mixed with mud. They thought it was good for skincare.
I can't say whether that would be good for your skin, but I would guess it's really bad for your smell.
Good thing we have more regulations now. Makeup products have to go through testing for safety, so you won't be finding arsenic lipstick at the drugstore.
There are also awesome makeup traditions around the world. In India, people have long used kohl to line their eyes. Henna is also used to decorate hands and feet for celebrations like weddings. Henna tattoos are temporary, but they are so cool and detailed.
In Japan, the geisha tradition included a striking white face paint made from rice powder, bright red lips, and carefully drawn black eyebrows.
So makeup isn't just about beauty, it's about culture, identity, and belonging.
That's right. Even Native American tribes used natural pigments for war paint, ceremonies, and storytelling. Makeup connects people to tradition.
Let's talk about makeup today. The global beauty industry is worth more than $500 billion. That's $500 billion.
Makeup brands are everywhere. From drugstore shelves to luxury stores, social media has also blown it up. Beauty influencers on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram create tutorials, reviews, and even start their own brands.
Makeup can also be found in pop culture. Think of movie characters like the Joker from Batman or Elsa in Frozen.
Or how about the band Kiss? Or David Bowie when he performed under his character Ziggy Stardust.
And don't forget Halloween. That's like the Super Bowl of makeup. Everyone suddenly becomes a makeup artist.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Speaking of makeup artists, and by that I mean someone that just likes to make things up, here is Noah with 5 unbelievable facts you need to know about makeup. Take it away, Noah! Fact number 1. Ancient Greek actors used crushed grapes and chalk to create stage makeup. Fact number 2. In the 1800s, some people used burnt matches to darken their eyelashes. Fact number 3. In 2018, someone made a hamburger-themed eyeshadow palette. Sounds like makeup that would make me hungry. Fact number 4. The Guinness World Record for the largest makeup collection belongs to a woman with over 5,000 lipsticks. How would you even pick one when you have so many to choose from? Fact number 5. The average woman applies makeup containing about 168 chemical ingredients every day. The average man uses about half the makeup that women do, containing about 85 chemicals per day.
That's a whole lot of chemicals. People go to great lengths to look better, but just remember that everyone is beautiful with or without makeup. Okay, Olivia, let's answer the question of the week. The first patent for nail polish was issued in the year 1919. What was the color of the first nail polish?
The first patented nail polish was a faint pink color. At the time, people believed that wearing anything darker than pink was immoral. It wouldn't take long for opinions to change, and for darker colors of nail polish to make their way onto retail shelves.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's episode.
Thanks so much for listening to this week's podcast number 328 on makeup.
Great job, Olivia, and great job, Brooke, Hodaya, Shai, and Ayala for suggesting a topic that we were able to provide lots of facts about. Absolutely none of the facts in the episode were made up. Before we say goodbye, we have some amazing listeners to thank.
We want to thank our newest Patreon supporter, Ed.
A big thanks to Ed for the support. There are so many great things to check out on our Patreon page.
We also want to thank username CPAPA84 for the 5-star review.
It says, the best! I have been listening to this podcast since it came out. All of the episodes are amazing, and that's why I'm giving it a 5-star review. Also, because of the great sibling showdown.
Those are such kind words. Thanks for that review. We had such a great time doing those debate episodes as part of the Great Sibling Showdown. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we did a few months worth of debate episodes. Each episode was me versus Noah, debating different interesting topics. Check it out if you haven't already.
Join us next week when we will get curious about the circus for a listener in New Jersey. As always, thank you so much for listening and getting curious with us.